I'm going to run through a list of vegetable seeds that I direct sow into my Zone 5B garden. I was prompted to do this because a conversation that I had with my daughter and my son, actually, in asking, are you going to be, getting a garden going this year? And my children support me by watching my videos. Thank them so much. And it can appear, they live in another province, so they're not always here watching what I'm doing. And it can appear a bit overwhelming. So basically, my daughter says, Mom, where am I going to find the time to start seeds indoors, prick them out, pot them on, watch them, make sure they're not leggy, all those kind of things, and then eventually harden them off. I said, no. I direct seed as much as I possibly can. Those are only the plants that aren't going to make it if I did that. In other words, the warmth-loving seeds, your tomatoes, your eggplants, your peppers, and a few others. Now, she's a typical millennial. She has a very big job. She has an 8-month-old beautiful baby boy. She has a dog. She does not have south sunny facing windows. She does not have grow lights or room for them. She doesn't have a greenhouse, and most of all, she's exhausted and doesn't have the time. Well, I fully understand that. My gardening is always about less is best. That's what I'm always striving for. If I don't have to do something the hard way, I'm not going to do that. So therefore, I want to go through this list of what I put straight outside so I don't have to do any of those things I just mentioned. So though many of the seeds that I'm going to mention, the vegetables, work very well starting indoors. This is not about that. It's just about don't get overwhelmed. You can actually grow your garden with a little less fuss. So before I show you the list, I'll talk about what I'm looking for. Number one, what vegetables do you want to grow? And then among those, what are the ones that can be direct sown? It tells you right on the seed packs. If you have catalogs, brilliant, because secondly, they're going to tell you the next thing I look for, which is, this is our preferred for the cold zones, or these are hardier, they will grow in cold weather, means I can stick them right out. These are, cold tolerant varieties, fast growers. That's the kind of thing, the seeds I'm specifically searching out for my short season here. Because I store enough of my vegetables, I should explain that they get me through the winter. I'm now at a point where I'm very lucky that I have so much stored to last me through. So I don't need to get the jump a couple of weeks ahead or 3 weeks ahead by starting some seeds indoors. I also believe that seeds are stronger if you correctly plant them at the right times, where they're going to grow. They're exposed to their environment, the wind, the rain, the sun, and they grow up sturdier and hardier than if I was attempting to do it in my house. This is just me. Weaker plants. And I've noticed throughout my gardening life that seeds catch up. I can direct sow something outside, I can have sown it inside, and by the time the summer's over, I don't see a huge difference. And therefore, not going to do that. The third thing, so you bought your seeds now that work for you, and the third thing that's a real must is then go drill down and find when you can plant those seeds out. You'll be surprised at how many seeds can go out in the cold, and I'm constantly pushing it and trying and experimenting. That's some of the fun that you do when you're gardening. But peas, for example, my goodness, I stick them out. I don't even care if there's snow coming that week. As long as the soil is workable, that just means that you can get your hands in the soil and it's not wet and soggy. So now you can plant something in there. And peas, can actually withstand frost. And they're germinating in the soil that I like to hit when it's 7 degrees. The seeds buried down a bit and it's germinating in that 7 degrees. The sun comes out, the soil warms up, so it snows. They don't care. Then they pop up. As long as it's 4 degrees outside, your peas will grow. Broad beans. There's so many plants that can go out 4 to 6 weeks even before your final frost date. That could be arugula, spinach, beets. Am I going to come up with them? Broccoli rab. I can't think of them right now, and I don't have the time to tell you the weeks about that. I won't do that in this video. If you want to hear it, let me know. But there's so many things you can throw out there. There's corn salad, there's mustard greens, there's lettuce that can take the challenge of cold weather or even frost while they're germinating. So let's get into the list, and this is just my list. You can most definitely, you see it all the time. You see gardeners starting their beets inside, starting radish inside, starting lettuce inside, starting broad beans inside, and so on and so on and so forth. And so for my children, when they see these kind of things, they think, oh my, So I just want you to know that just do a little bit of homework, a little bit of pre-work, and just stick them out directly for a lot less stress. All right, so I have a list here, and I don't know if it's all inclusive. I've tried to think of as much as I could. Again, most of these can be indoor started, and some of them I may even do. I may start beets indoors just to get a few of them going. I don't know. I love to play around, but when you're strapped for time, and I fully understand that, this will be the first year, for example, since I've been in Newfoundland, that I will be able to actually harden off. I used to leave in the dark and come home in the dark and try to water my plants at 9 o'clock. And as far as hardening off plants, they just had to sink or swim when I put them out. So I fully understand. So hopefully this is helpful. So here's my list. Peas, broad beans, carrots and parsnips kind of goes without saying because they're a long root vegetable that you don't want to mess around with, and you do want a direct seed. So I don't think I'm telling anybody anything new there. Beets, turnip, one of the first things that pops up. Rutabaga, spinach, loves the cold, get them out in the cold. Beans, you have to wait for its warmth, but get them out and they'll flourish. Lettuce, radish, Swiss chard, Asian greens. What I'm speaking of here is your pak choys, your bok choys. Corn, you can put corn out a week before your last frost date. Collards, kohlrabi, corn salad, mustard greens. Then we have some herbs that I throw out anyways. I'm sure there could be more, but the ones that I direct sow is my dill and my cilantro. And I'm currently getting better results in experimenting with squash and cucumber, though I'll still start them inside. I haven't fully finished that experiment, and I have a very tough time here growing squash. It's such a sun-loving plant that I love growing them just for the excitement of seeing what I can get. So hopefully this list helps you. Let me know if it does. Also, let me know the vegetables I'm forgetting. I just may not grow them. Maybe I don't eat them. I don't know, but I'm sure there's more that can be added to here. And as I say, so many of these can be planted well before your last frost date and make up for any time you're trying to make up inside by seed starting those. So I'll get back. Hope you all have a great week. I do have some indoor seedlings that I have to take care of now and pot on and all those things, but I love doing it and getting my hands in the dirt, and I just really want peppers, tomatoes. Eggplant, I'm not sure it's going to grow outside, but I'm really going to try that this year. And for those of you who cannot, like my children, do it at all, go to your local nursery and buy a couple of pepper plants. So that's that. Hope you're all keeping well, and we'll see you soon. Thanks so much.